Good evening, welcome to the Plympton Public Safety Building Committee meeting. This meeting is being recorded for cablecast and YouTube presentation by Area 58 Community Access Media. The video of this meeting is not to be considered an official public record. Alrighty, got some exciting stuff going on here. First, let's get the business out of the way, which would be the minutes. Did everyone have a chance to review the minutes?
Yes.
Did anybody have any amendments or changes to the minutes? Motion to accept the minutes as written.
Motion.
And a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? None? And what, there's one?
Missing Bob.
All right.
Okay, as we promised, we made a pamphlet that can be added to, subtracted to, that describes the project, and we think we're getting there on that. Certainly close enough for you to be comfortable handing this to somebody and say, this is really what we're doing, because it's pretty close, okay? We have two newsletters, and the reason we have two newsletters is I took my original newsletter and I got an edits from John, and I got edits from Bullet, and Bullets did not jive with John, so I made two newsletters. So I didn't know which direction to go in. I didn't want to go back and forth doing these 100 times. I thought maybe you guys could deliberate, debate, and decide what you want, or even if you want them. If you don't want them, we can toss them. If you do want them, we can keep them. If you want to go with the pamphlet, we can go pamphlet. Here's the bottom line. There's no wrong answer. The more information we give the voters, I think the better off we'll be at town meeting. So, that being said, I'm here to let you guys have at me.
I'm happy to sort of explain what I tried to do in the edits that I made. I tried to, one, and I just kept struggling with that for a while, all the technical stuff you put in there, which I think is good, because it outlines what have we done for the last year. You know, and I think that's an important thing, but it just didn't fit. I understand how you put it in there and why you put it in there, but it got too long to get to the punchline. So what I was trying to do is to try and deal with it, and I think you also made a good point about we were tasked with doing fire and police.
Right.
And we make our point, and I tried to also soften what's going to happen with the fire station, because we don't know. We don't even, and so I tried to tweak that.
We know there's a need, we don't know how the need's gonna be solved.
Yeah, we don't even know we know there's a need, we don't even know what that need is, given everything else that's going on in town, and...
Well, that's a political problem.
But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we've looked at it, we've done the study, we know there's more work to be done, but we've got to focus on this issue right now, which is the dire need for the police station. And so I tried to read that and get that in there, and then also try and soften the language to read for folks, but then put aside this good stuff that talks about what we did. So that we've been working quite a lot for the last 8 months, and people should know that. So that was sort of my goal. We can tweak it more, we can do whatever, but I tried to get it sort of there, and to address, Art, some of your concerns with getting stuff up top about, the police station's bad.
Yeah.
So.
Which one is yours, Joe?
The one with the how we got here on it. I would actually, if we were to go with this, I would suggest moving the how we got here to the right and having one column of the main text and put the other picture at the bottom of that, just because I think most people are just going to read that piece.
I don't think you can get it in it, John. When you take this and you put it over here, it's not going to be wrong.
Well, you can tighten this up and let this spill a little bit this way, and then take that. But I don't know. That's the easy part at that point, to move things around.
You're gonna be editing this till the day of town meeting.
No, I won't.
You are?
No,
I can tell. I can tell.
I won't, sir. I assure you. I know when to let go.
Again, I'll do whatever you want. Editing this is a snap. It's easy to do. I appreciate you jumping on it, because I forgot to send it to you until Monday. So I'm like, yeah, I'll send it to you Thursday. I forgot. All of a sudden over the weekend, I went, oh my God, I forgot to send it. So I appreciate you jumping on it. Trifold is is pretty pictures with information. So for those that are pretty picture bound, they get to look at pretty pictures. For those that want information, there's a lot of information in here. All right? We don't have to do tax charts and cost per house because it's being done just as the red paragraph, as was requested, indicates. So I think if you want to edit this, you can edit this too. But we are meeting with the selectmen on the 20th, and I do want to hand out something to the selectmen, if not both to the selectmen. I think it would be a good idea if we can do that. Because you're going to have to start educating now. We're running out of time.
If I might ask a question.
Sure.
And just Plympton Municipal Park.
That came from Bullet. I just grabbed it.
The reason I say this is, to me, another park?
Yeah.
I'd say the townhouse complex.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Whatever you want.
I know, we're just talking.
yeah, no, we're just chatting, so.
That came directly from I think it might have been, it was either Bullet or me that made the edit. Bullet's not here, so we'll blame Bullet.
He can't defend
He
it.
can't defend himself, so he gets blamed tonight.
No, then be quiet, we'll go after him.
But
I just would not want to convince, is there something more than a police, is it, what, any more we want to keep the questions to a minimum?
Especially when there's a drawing here with trees.
You're right, yeah. Keep it to a minimum. Less questions.
I think townhouse complex.
see, now I take a totally different attitude on that. If someone's asking questions, you've hooked them into the project, as long as you're answering the questions consistently.
Lots of the right questions, not why did you name it the municipal park?
Right.
Right. That
So,
way it's sort of unnamed. I mean, this is the townhouse complex. It just is. We
Yeah.
don't have
you want
it.
to call it the townhouse complex?
I think so. We're a simple town, you know? I mean, I think.
And that's what people call it, is a townhouse.
This is
Yeah.
not
I did ask that last meeting, and no one gave me an
I know,
answer to that.
we weren't there yet.
Okay.
We were
So,
working on.
me ruining it by putting municipal got you all thinking it's the townhouse complex. Okay.
I mean, overall, I like this. I think it's just gonna, I would just reorder some of the bullets. You know, I have no problem with the bullets, but like, I don't think, like just for police station divisions, I don't think you need outdoor storage. I think it's an inconvenience, but it's
You wanna know
not-
something?
it's not-
I
It's not
listen.
dangerous due to the lack of secure. That's number
I
one.
think we should talk liability.
I think we should, listen, I think you are 100% correct, and I want you to know that I got 31, and I couldn't put all 31 on, and I just grabbed some to do a placeholder. So I don't mind what order, what you want to put there, but what I was trying to show was, we're going to list the deficiencies.
Yeah.
So the average person can quickly look at it and go,
One thing that comes to my mind when I look at a list like this is the most severe that we can possibly present at the top or down the whole thing. And then also, what does not meet state code? I know the gorilla cage doesn't. I mean, but state code, in other words, we're not doing things right here. Just to let people know that it's a,
Plus the shared restroom with the detainees. That would be a big.
well, that's,
And the asbestos and the.
or the fact that the
other-
detainees, if they're underage, are with adults, which is like a huge no-no.
yeah, but chief, if you mention asbestos and the rest of it, they'll say, okay, that's not good for the police, but the rest of the outfit can have it.
Yeah, you're right.
In fairness, every building has asbestos. It's not dangerous unless it's friable, and you know.
So maybe what makes sense is to
Talk about the
go
liability.
through that
with the-
list with liability in
Yeah.
mind, because that's the big piece of it.
How about you
Yeah,
guys,
not-
how about you guys arrange the list,
Yeah.
send it to me, I'll have it inputted, whatever.
I can take care of that if you guys trust me.
Here's a question, do you want to put pictures of the existing station in there? I thought about it, but I just I really don't want to publicize the gorilla cage. I really don't want to publicize some of the bad things there in case you get someone.
I think the entrance would be the only picture you need to do.
Maybe if we put, if we're gonna do an open house before town meeting, maybe put that here.
Yes.
Open house,
Yeah.
put that date right there with the deficiencies, see for yourself.
Right.
You know,
That's a great idea.
Yeah, and
Stay away from
And I mean, I think the chief has volunteered to show anyone anytime, so we could say, we're gonna have an open house and we can't make that, please reach out to the department.
I can,
You know, I mean, it's,
Yeah.
come see it.
Tours by appointment.
Yeah, and one thing I would add, Dan, here
Yeah.
is present police station deficiencies. Then specify,
Very good point.
Or current.
oh, current.
Very good point.
When we're done building, this is what we'll have. See what 3.5 million would have got you?
Now you sound like an OPM. Okay?
I like the lead-in on yours better than the other.
So the list will be,
Yeah, pursuant.
will come from the chief
To legal.
with input from you guys, individually to the chief. All right, because he's not on the committee. He's ex officio, that way you're not deliberating, we're following the law, okay? Okay,
You have just a small item, you got a reoccurring omission of a word. Yes.
Wow.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Is that?
6 lines down in the second paragraph. The committee will be in a position to reevaluate,
okay.
and it's on your trifold as well.
To reevaluate, okay.
In the third line, towns is possessive.
Oh, yeah, isn't
Yep.
Which one?
Third line, the word town is possessive, so you need an apostrophe.
Oh, yes.
To reevaluate.
In the first paragraph, I think it's the 8th line down, where you say for both expanded fire and get rid of the A
Yeah.
police station.
I kept moving stuff around every time. This is what I said, I gotta read it one more time.
Hey,
Now
let
that
me
it's
tell
all
you
cleaned up and the stuff
You're
is...
talking to someone who did horrible on his SATs for English, so feel free to correct me anytime. Math will be to the penny, but man, the English is gonna be a mess.
To me is the
On the third paragraph,
realistic to the realities. I don't know if that's too similar a word to be in the same spot.
I would put the that, I would have it read, the proposed facility design constructs a new building to the right of the townhouse, and the cost of that facility will come from the capital purpose fund. Rather than
Cost.
putting the that
And the
cost.
cost that of the facility. Okay.
Or you can say that facility or that facility.
Yep, I think it should be the.
Let's take the that out.
Yep. This is not exciting.
That's why we're filling. This is
Just,
better for it. And is this the, this is the size and color of this? Are we gonna change the color a little bit, or is that?
That's all I
know you
have
asked
from them
for
right
something
now.
different.
I did, but that's all I have. So
Yeah.
I did take it,
Having flashbacks.
blow it up,
Yeah, that's,
and use it as background for this,
Too close together.
that's good.
right?
So one thing that's kind of interesting, I went to a meeting on Tuesday, and there was somebody from Mass Economic Development or something, and she mentioned that there are grants to help with community safety. So if you needed a new curb cut for something, there may be a grant available for that. So we will look into that and see.
We can do that during design development and see if, you know, we can get them to align. What we normally find with the state grant programs is their cycle's either too long for a project, or they're offering such a small amount of money, the strings that come attached to it, it's kind of tough. But there's absolutely no reason why we shouldn't look into every grant we can. If we can save 20 grand and get them to pay for, something, let's get them to do it. That might be the difference to us getting that second entrance.
One thing that this week, the other day, Harry and I talked to Jim Mulcahy, the highway surveyor, and about that driveway cut, and he thinks he did a number of perks out here when they were going to redo things. He said it's full of clay. And he said you're going to have to remove about 5 feet of soil down there and then bring back 2 feet of
3 feet.
3 feet?
Bring back 3 feet, yeah.
So you're going to have to excavate down, and he said that's not going to be cheap.
Well,
So just,
when we go to design development, we'll do actually borings on the corners and 2 in the middle. And we'll know exactly what we have there, and we'll design accordingly. Sometimes, you gotta make it foot wider based on the bearings. Sometimes you make it less. Sometimes you gotta add drainage because there's clay. There's gonna be perched water wanting to go up. So we'll go through all that. The budget assumes things like that. There are contingencies in the budget for, unknowns that might pop up. Like wood goes up more than it should, or drywall goes up more than it should. As long as everything doesn't go up more than it should, we should be okay. If we hit the lottery and get every problem going down the line, then we're gonna have an issue somewhere, but I don't see it.
He just wanted to, he is very concerned about that aspect of it.
No, I'm sure he is.
Mainly because of the cut that's gonna have to be made to keep the pitch to a reasonable degree, going out onto 58.
8%.
You're gonna be cutting out quite a bit of that material.
Well, if you remember what the designer said at the last meeting, he said the reason why we're not including it in the budget is because we're gonna have a retaining wall probably on both sides for some height.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're digging a lot to slough it back. So we'll do that analysis as to what is the cheaper way to go, dig it out, use it as fill somewhere, or whether to put in, small retaining walls. We don't know. We're just not at that point.
And he reinforced the situation with
Yes.
the septic line,
Yeah.
the elevation of it, and the manhole that's out there, whether it would take the stress of vehicles going over it or not.
Okay, so what he's saying is the manhole's probably not rated H20.
He's not sure.
Yeah, so we'll deal with that. Probably not if it's not under a parking lot. I mean, why would you?
Yeah.
The casting's probably cheap too. Any other good news? I think we made progress. I hope you guys are happy. I mean, it looks good. I mean, this looks good. I mean, other than the typos and the order of things, you could present this to anybody at this point in time, and I think that's a positive. We are planning on, for your town meeting, having a breakdown of estimates and things of that nature. Should someone ask a question, so we can have answers ready for you if need be. And, we'll talk about how that's all going to be presented when the time comes, and how you want to handle questions and answers. In our town, the committee usually answers the questions. If it's an outsider, they usually get shot. In other towns, it's not a big deal if what we call a stranger answers questions. So we can cross that bridge when we get to it, but we have to be confident and answer every question as if we know what we're doing, because we do. And not get stage fright, because as soon as you get stage fright, you know what it's like at town meeting. When someone hesitates, the dragons come out of the wings and start blowing fire.
It's like there's blood in the water.
There's blood in the water, the shark starts circling. So,
Now, this material here is going to be available well before town meeting, right? And distributed well before.
as soon as I get the list from the chief, and I do the typo changes, and the typo changes in this, both of these should be available within 3 or 4 days.
We should decide how.
What I need you to do is tell me, what do you want me to do with the original? Do you want me to have them printed on gloss and send the bill to the printing to somebody, or do you want me to give you the PDF and you can print it yourselves? I don't care. I'll do whatever you guys want me to do. We certainly have a budget for outreach. We haven't spent all of our budget. I think we've got quite a bit of money left in the budget. So that's up to you guys as to what you want to do. At a minimum, you're getting a PDF.
Right. I mean, I think this works well for getting it out. I think this works well as a PDF.
Yep.
I don't think we go crazy on the paper.
Yeah, I'm not a
You
fan
know,
of,
I think it's, as long as it's reasonable quality paper and
Well-
it prints nicely, you know, it's.
How many? 200? 500? You want to mail them to each house?
Well, there's usually a break point on printing. In other words, if you do 200, it can be $50 more to get 1,000.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
there's a,
Yeah.
But how many do you really think will be picked up or used?
100 tops. You got, what, 700 houses? 700
No.
houses, chief?
No, it's almost 1,000.
yeah,
Yeah.
9 something, I think, isn't it? Yeah.
Just under 1,000 addresses if you do a mailing.
Do you want to do a mailing? Do you want me to put a spot for an address?
That's what I would.
I think that would be a good
I
idea.
prefer a mail.
Okay, and if that's the case,
Make sure we get as many
we
people.
want to put the town meeting date and time on here.
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
But
Yeah.
I also think we need to understand what mailing, as there's certain requirements about how big, and if it's this, you put a sticker on it, and we used to get away with stuff a few years ago because they would let us, they'd just take it in, but I think as helpful as they are now in the post office, I think
There's a
they're
new boss in
they're
town.
trying to follow the rules. I mean, they have rules that they're supposed to follow. So that's also part of it. So the question is, do you print and mail this? Or do you print and mail this one? Or do you have this one just out here in the library, at the cafe?
I would print the large one. I really would. And
That's the open question, is how can this be?
we'll look into how we can do it.
Just to make sure we follow those things.
It's not, because you don't want it to land on their doorstep till the week before town meeting anyway.
No, I would, the goal is that everybody knows about this and understands it, has their questions answered before the beginning of May. You know, I mean, this is.
What I think we ought to do is we ought to print a couple of hundred for now, with everything we talked about. And then at the next meeting, we'll talk about how to get it mailed. We'll have talked to the post office and find out what the rules are. Do we have to put a sticker on each one, or do we just say current resident and pay them for the whole town?
You
This,
got here.
Yeah, but use the town's permit.
Can we put this project been endorsed by John Wilhelmson? That's probably
That may not help.
Gas station.
Anyone that's got any ideas for deficiencies, I plan to send Dan something by tomorrow afternoon. So if you have any ideas or suggestions, I'm going to compile a list tomorrow.
I think as long as you focus on codes and
The more serious issues.
Yeah, I mean, I would just think about it, we've had a lot of discussions with residents
even if
about.
they come every other week,
I don't think, I
once
think,
every 3 weeks. Yeah, we can still do it by the middle of April.
if you can't,
In 15, 15, you guys
Someone
take
that
it
doesn't have an
up.
office, for instance, got maybe a deficiency, but no one.
Right, I know what you mean, yeah.
So it's more,
I think
it's
we
like
can
the
get
outdoor
rid of
one. It just
Way
is-
more than a couple hundred.
It's like, okay, so you gotta go outside.
Right.
I have to go outside to get stuff out of my shed too, so what? It doesn't mean that it's the way it should be. I'm focused on the big things that are just, the stuff that we're
Health
waiting
and
to,
safety issues.
things we're waiting to have a
Liability.
problem.
Yeah, one house showing one envelope.
Things that the English would freak out about.
Yeah, but it's one place that the people that do use it are there
They are
at
residents.
least once a week.
Yeah.
Many of them twice a week.
Transfer station.
Yeah, I mean,
We could sell over 800 stickers.
sure.
hand out a
801.
couple of times,
You know,
and was there leaving or whatever. You know, however,
yeah.
it's a town, well, it's a town thing.
Come April 1st, you're going to have a captive audience coming in.
Oh, yes, I will, won't I?
Because that's the sticker date. Yeah.
Nancy, you can turn right here.
Bunch of sticker here.
Your new sticker.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm at the top of the hill turning people away so I could hand them out to everybody that comes.
Oh, we don't want you to give it
Is
away
that
then.
legal? Can we do it because it's for the town?
Yeah, I mean, we're not asking, you're not asking them to vote.
No.
Just providing the information, I
okay.
think it's a thing.
Just wanted to make sure.
I mean, we
You
don't.
know, I gotta be honest with you, I even think you can ask them to vote on this one because it's not a debt exclusion, but it's a bad precedent to have a committee member ask for someone to vote yes or no. It's a bad thing to do.
We're here to provide the information so that they understand and they ask the questions.
Can we ask them to support this project? Yeah.
Who?
Hey, can I ask my residents to support this project?
Yeah, of course.
You're also not a committee member, so.
Right.
But I,
But we are voting on this, so can you,
I believe the law states that it has to be a debt, if it's a debt exclusion, you
Only for-
cannot use town funds to ask them to vote yes or no, but if it's an appropriation, which this is, you can, but I would double check with council on that. That's a great council question.
yeah.
I'm 99% sure you're okay, because it's just a bond issuance, it's a regular article, it's not a debt exclusion.
But it will be a vote,
Yeah,
so,
but I mean, how many times have you gone to town meeting and the fire chief said, I need my fire truck?
yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
you vote.
okay. You're right.
So, you know what I mean? This is no different than a fire truck.
Yeah.
It's just a building. So,
And wasn't there a whole thing with the ambulance?
Oh, yes.
There
yes.
was,
Yes.
and that was 330,000 or whatever it was. So,
Yeah.
you know, there's precedence there.
did they ask for a debt exclusion? No. All right, so if you're asking for debt exclusion, you are prohibited
We have
from
done
using
that quite a few
any
years.
town funds for asking for a vote. So we couldn't use any of this material. Now, someone could ask us for the material and we'd hand it to them.
Yeah, so you
And
have
they
to
can
sort of
throw a
set up
sticker
a
on
friends
it,
group
but we can't
have
do
that
that.
group put out the, you have to do
I like
it
that
that way.
question, don't you?
That's why I typically see that,
So have we decided which one of these we'll use?
I don't know that we have decided which one you want me to edit. I'm guessing you want me to edit the John copy.
I like this one. How we got there?
Bullet goes down again, no basement, no newsletter.
It doesn't show up,
Yes,
it's not our issue.
All right, so let's have a motion to go forward with the one that includes the how we get here.
But wait a minute. I like the opening sentence on the other one.
You like the pursuant?
Pursuant?
No, legal.
How many people out there know what
They're
pursuant?
done,
Yeah.
they get pursuant, they're done, they're putting it away.
Yeah.
Don't forget, you'll always play to the lowest common denominator.
Okay, so may I have a motion for this
Take the hook.
flyer?
Okay, okay, I learned my lesson.
So moved.
And a second?
Second,
All in favor of using this flyer
yes.
As edited.
as edited?
Correct. All right, now I'll edit it and send it out.
All right.
And when you've done that, I'm giving it one more read-through
Yep.
on that sort of plan.
Anyone can give it a read through and send us, you know, a comma or whatever. On this here, again, one of the problems I have is if you look on the bottom of this, you'll see the architect already is not paying attention. There's-
See, I understand, it looks better that way.
I'm like, what do I do? Do I white it out? Do I add his old logo? What do I do? Do I hit him on the side of the head with a 2x4? So, anyway, that's
Too hard.
that's an internal problem I got with him.
So are we're gonna print out 200 copies?
I'll print 200 of them and bring them
I
down.
mean, I think
Why
it's just-
why don't you look at the break, though? The printing cost break, you know, that,
No, I'm talking, I think, honestly, I think you should just print 200 now for the handouts. You're gonna do 700 to mail. And the mail one's gonna be a little different. It's not gonna have the
it's gonna be
open house
it's gonna
language
be-
on it, because it'll be post-open
It's going to be
house.
quite different because we're going to need to have the space. I'm not sure they're going to let
Right.
us have anything on the face that we have, so
Yeah.
you're going to lose this. I think this is really nice.
Yeah, we might have to make that picture half-size.
You know.
There might be things that we have to change, but we want to put the open house date on this for the
Yes.
200 you're handing out, because the one you're gonna mail, the open house is probably gonna be past town meeting. I mean, past the mailer,
That, yeah.
unless you want to mail it 2 or 3 weeks before town meeting and have the open house afterwards. You know,
I think we
again,
want the
these are
open
things you
house.
guys politically have to decide.
We want to get this, we don't want someone coming, you know, I don't want to talk about it in May. I mean, in May, we
Yeah.
should be, we've had,
First Monday in May, we should be ready, it's town meeting, right?
no,
No,
middle.
third.
The
Third.
17th.
Oh, thank God.
Wednesday.
Yeah, but I mean, we have everything. We should be talking about it so people are comfortable. And they have plenty of time to get their questions in. They can come to additional meetings here if they weren't able to attend an open house, and we can talk through it. I mean, it's, why wait till the end to try and sell it when everyone's too busy?
To John's point, and I think we should print more of these, even if we do a mailer. I would hate to have somebody come to me and said, geez, I saw John had a copy of that. I'd like to get a copy. I said, geez, we don't have any more.
I'd like to have some to hand out.
You know,
So you want me to print 1,000?
well, again, take a look at the price break.
I'm gonna print them on my printer.
Oh. You're not sending them out.
Huh?
You got deep
Yeah.
pockets.
This thing, I printed this in 5 minutes. Once it loads in, the laser printers are unbelievable. All right?
Personally, I would like to have some available to hand out to people I meet on a
Of
regular
course, I
basis.
might be out of the cyan cartridge, and I might have to go get it printed.
Do we want to ask the library for time at first Saturday coffee hour?
Why not?
And do we want that for April or May?
April.
First
I
Saturday?
mean, we're ready.
If we
do
do
2 weeks to do, and then we should do
open
an
house on a
evening.
Sunday and one night during a week too, maybe in the same week. Thoughts on that?
I mean, I think we can spread it out over a couple weeks of doing different things.
Okay.
But,
I think-
With his list is gonna come the open house dates, so I can put it on the front.
yeah, so just,
All right?
Yeah.
Open house, existing police facility, boom.
If I could
You have a
ask
4x4 or 4x3 markup of it, or?
the committee to help.
Yeah, for the town meeting,
Yeah.
yeah, we'll have big boards.
Yeah.
When you want
Should
to have
have
the open
one
house.
out here.
And we'll have, do you guys use PowerPoint at town meeting, or is it all paper?
we can.
Because I can have them put all these images to shoot so you can see them. Well, while you're talking, they can be flashing as.
We can now, we have, the equipment is all there, we just have to, I mean, we have the big screen and the.
But will that tick off the traditionalists?
Oh, I don't
We
think
need
so.
to, we need to be able to show, and there's gonna be people, there will be people at town meeting who will have heard nothing about this and will have seen nothing of
Okay.
it. I think it's fine.
Okay,
No, I'm a traditionalist. You won't tick me off.
I won't tick you off.
Back to the first Saturday coffee hour. I'm thinking April may be too quick for them. They may already have their program set for April, so I think we
So-
should aim for May.
So maybe what we want to do is in April, we do something here on a Saturday to just, and if nobody shows up, we all go home. But, give the opportunity for people to come here and listen to what we have to talk about it and get questions answered.
And we can give a tour at the same
And
time.
they can do a tour at the
Yeah.
same time.
Yeah.
We can then do something during the week for people who are too busy on the weekend to do that, but can come on an evening. And then we can follow it up maybe in May with they may do in, either with the coffee hour, or they're gonna do something where they talk about more.
They always
more
do
of
the
stuff.
warrants.
But maybe coffee hour, we could do that, keep it separate so that we can keep it to the one thing rather than, because otherwise you're going through the whole warrant.
Right.
As a resident
We'll see
of
what we can do.
Hanover, I don't know your town. So with the list of deficiencies that are coming my way will also be the dates of anything else you want on this and how you want it worded on the front. Open house, boom, coffee hour, boom, whatever. Put it all on there. Let's get it out there. Open and transparent. No one can ever say this committee hasn't been open and transparent and didn't study every nook and cranny.
And I'll need plenty of copies, because I'm going to do a full court press with Council on Aging, Triad, anywhere else.
Yeah, and it's really mostly the older people that go to the first coffee, too.
You ever seen
I
this
almost want
setup?
them to look at us go, oh, come on, don't talk to me about this again.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
That's
I
not
want
an option.
questions
Do they use
answered.
Kingston's?
This is it.
You know,
Do they use Kingston's?
No.
No?
It's mostly-
So should we try and pick some dates here? Because it sounds like everyone needs dates. Well, here he is.
Uh-oh. I tried.
You should have left 5 minutes ago.
You had to keep talking, didn't you? You had to keep talking.
It was 7 o'clock.
That was last week.
Was it?
I want you to know I did yours.
Do you want April 8th or April 22nd? Or conceivably the 15th, but that's
Committee
Easter
went with
weekend,
this
which is sometimes a busy
Well,
weekend.
the 22nd is the Superstition Week,
Okay?
but
They did
to that end,
Okay.
during the day, well, I mean, it's,
Probably safer to do April 8th.
Yeah.
People aren't going traveling for vacation or Easter.
Because once.
Plus it'd be early.
Once we get into, you have, once school vacation is done, it is just a whirlwind from there to town meeting with Little League.
Soccer
and
starting, Little
soccer,
League
and
starting.
it just, it's so, maybe April 8th?
My town meeting should always be in March.
Okay, so Saturday, April 8th for the meeting here at the townhouse. If the library is amenable, May 6th for the first coffee hour.
I don't think we need, that's fine, I don't think we need that date on here. I think I would put open house, this would be a meeting and open house for a weekend, and then we need a meeting and open house here in the evening.
Regular Wednesday.
What hours you want for the open house?
You know, I would, you know, I would think we can run it all concurrently. But we can do 10 a.m., 11 a.m. start, 10 a.m.
10 to 2?
And then you could have the open house 10 to 2. We would have a meeting here
Then the
with the
tourist
committee.
is gonna catch it because everybody, if they break for lunch, they'll come down there.
Yeah, but we could have a 10 a.m. meeting here that you could come and talk to the committee about it, and then the open house runs 10 to 2, with people being able to tour the station. And then do,
And just let me know what you want me to go to or not go to.
yeah, and then maybe an evening one, 6 to 8 open house, and then have a meeting here at 7, because, you know, 6 is early for a lot of working
Yeah.
folks.
Would pay for the.
What, do a Wednesday, you think?
Yeah, might as well do it as a normal meeting.
I mean, well, I mean, you don't want Monday because that's a selectman and
Yeah.
the
That's a showdown.
And Tuesday is other
Although
boards
maybe if we
meeting.
want them to experience the parking issues in the parking lot, we have them come Monday.
Yeah.
No, I think Wednesday's probably good.
So you want the 12th?
12.
Yeah.
For which
Thank
one?
you, sir.
I didn't start writing in time.
Okay.
What
So,
time? 7 PM for our meeting, we do the open house 6 to 8.
4/8 is the first meeting. That's a Saturday.
And we do
10
a
o'clock
meeting
here,
at
the open house at the
4/8,
police station.
Open house 10 to
6 to 8 open house on the
6. I
12th?
think so. I don't think you're gonna have people coming much before 6 and by
Not
8 you want to
after
go
8.
home.
Not
so
after 12,
It
which
just
is
gives
Wednesday.
folks an opportunity if they want to stop on the way home to.
Open house at the police
Yep.
station. Meeting here at 7 o'clock. And then we'll try for Saturday coffee hour at the library as well.
The scouts to show people the police station.
Yeah, I already talked to one of my officers who's gonna handle it. He does for the kindergartens about 5 or 6 times a year. So I say the kindergartens, the preschools, we do frequent tours.
All right, anything else then tonight? Anything else that you need?
I'm pretty good. I'm pretty happy with where we are. I'm excited. We're gonna make it.
So we'll present to the Board of Selectmen on the 20th,
6:30, you said.
okay?
Well, that's what I put down in here.
Do you want to meet before the selectmen's meeting?
Would be a good idea.
Okay.
We can always meet, our chair won't be here.
We You want
We
me
can
to?
meet and talk about the chair.
There you
Oh,
go.
right at it. You want me to post it for 6 o'clock for you?
Yeah, why don't you post it for 6, and maybe we'll do a quick run-through with the designer, and after we're done with the selectmen, probably wouldn't hurt to criticize how we did. So that
Afterwards.
Yeah, okay?
Okay, so that will be in the other meeting room, because it's...
Yep.
All right, anybody else think of anything that we're
We're not
missing?
meeting before the 20th again.
We are not.
Didn't make the layout available online somehow, so people can kind of zoom in.
Yeah, that's a good point. Can we get all of this on our website?
Yeah, we got a PDF, it's just a matter of figuring
Okay.
out where to put it.
Get Tara to put it up there.
And then with the PDFs too, it's, I mean, for me, that's a good thing because I'll use it for email lists and send it around to people so they have it.
So Bob, I think you missed, we're going to do this for a handout, this for a handout, and then a smaller version of this for a mailing.
Yeah.
Similar to what you have, just we're gonna need a spot for the address and
Yeah.
the label.
There's a lot
Current
more people
resident.
using the website than we think. They do look at a lot of stuff.
Absolutely. I get news for
It's
you.
the front page. when
You're
you
gonna be
go
surprised, when we
beyond.
start doing the newsletters during construction, every nosy Nelly will be on that website, wanting to know what's going on. It's true. Okey-doke.
Okay, we're good? Motion to adjourn.
Second. Didn't I just get here?
Yeah.
So,
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Good. Good night. Good night, thank you for watching and participating in
Good
this
shape.
project.